if everybody wants to kind of gather around the table here where the Zaxcom equipment is set up, Glenn Sanders from Zaxcom is here with us, and he's going to talk to us about the Oasis that's set up here, some new features about the Oasis, as well as the new Diva 24. Can I say that, Glenn?
You can say that. Well, yeah.
All right, then I'll go ahead and say it. Talking about the new, the soon to exist Diva 24. So Glenn Sanders, make him welcome, please.
Thank you, everyone. It's great to be here, and we won't go too crazy because I know, how should I put it? I'm probably not as interesting as I should be. I was up till 3 in the morning getting off the plane, and that was a problem. Anyway, it's all great to see you. Basically, what I'd like to do is talk for a moment about our upcoming Diva 24. I think a lot of people have heard information about it on the internet. We put out a little bit of a teaser, and it's something that we'll be introducing at NAB. What we found is when we showed the Diva 32 last year at NAB, and for those of you who don't know, the Diva 32 was basically a mixing surface that was a real full mixer with a built-in recorder. And while we thought that was a great idea, we had enough customers come to us and say that, yeah, this is something that they're interested in, but the older paradigm of a mixer and a recorder was something that they didn't really want to give up. Although the paradigm of having a mixer with a control surface was something that people were comfortable with, and Zaxcom basically, pioneered that implementation of just having the Diva with a control surface that controlled the mixer inside the Diva. So what we decided to do was to take all the best bits of the Diva 32, and basically, instead of having the recorder as a plug-in card, we decided to have the recorder as its own separate recorder and make it into a new Diva. So we felt we could do this without losing any of the functionality that we came up with for Diva 32. Things like the script viewer, the touch screen, the interface for it, which a lot of people now know through the touch screen that Oasis has. We're able to go with all of that and give people the flexibility of having, the separate recorder that would go in the sound bag. The other thing that we found we could do is we could take this recorder and control surface and actually put it out there at a better price point than we could the actual all-in-one Diva 32, because the market for a standalone recorder with a control surface is larger than it would be for Diva 32. So, basically, this will be something that we will have at NAB, and we think it's going to be a really amazing product, and it has some killer new features that are not going to be talked about today, but things that are going to really change things in the industry. So we think the Diva 32 is something that will be pretty highly anticipated, and at NAB we'll have more information about pricing and delivery, and I think you'll find it to be pretty cool. So that's the Diva 24 news, and officially it is called Diva 24. And like I say, we'll come up with the specifics, in a few weeks, so that everyone can know exactly what it is, so they can make their purchasing decisions.
The main distinction is the Diva 32 that people saw at NAB was definitely cart-based only, and that limits its market. And now with Diva 24, it's almost like two products. It can
Right.
be totally cart-based, but you have that option if you don't want. You're not looking for a cart-based setup. You've got a standalone recorder that could go in a bag or could go wherever you want it.
Well, absolutely. You do get,
Fully functional.
yeah, you do get hopefully the best of all worlds. What we tried to do was,
Excuse me, just one second. Jeff, like any good sound mixer, you're right in the camera. So I'm going to
You're blocking the shot.
Jeff, blocking the shot. That's okay. So, I mean, originally we came up with the Diva 32 concept because we felt that, the sound cart was really not being served well by bigger and bigger, bag mixers. We felt that the bag mixer couldn't get too large, it couldn't get too heavy, and it wouldn't be a good combination of the two. So the Diva 24, we worked really hard to make sure that the form factor of it is basically the same as the current Diva, and that all the controls and the display and touch screen and everything that it has is just like an old Diva, but with newer features, better user interface even, and certainly all the things that sound mixers today would need. So, we definitely don't want the compromise that you see out there with larger mixer recorders that just don't really work all that well in both places. And the one thing that we absolutely realize that a touchscreen is a mandatory thing. I mean, the touchscreen made the Diva what it is to a great extent. Let's not forget about audio quality and what have you. But the user interface was just a wonderful thing. And, with the new Diva, we're able to put that on a sound card, have the same great touchscreen. We have the bigger user interface, the graphical user interface that you run on a PC or a Mac at NAB. But this way, if you want to have it, but you don't have to have it. So, and when it comes to the graphical user interface, you can have it on a 12-inch tablet like a Microsoft Surface or other computers, or even something as big as 19 inches on that. So there's a lot to that. And something we're also trying to do with our products is we're trying to make sure that the user interface, whether it be with Nomad Touch in a sound bag with a smaller 7-inch tablet, or the Oasis or a larger sound card system with the Diva 24, is a unified user interface so that you can move from product to product. Another announcement that I'd like to make here is Zaxcom has finished what we call its Serial Hub. The Serial Hub allows something pretty special. We built the Nomad with the Nomad Touch so that you could have this great little graphical user interface in the bag. What we've now done is we've added the ability to use standard USB hubs to connect all of our gear together. So you can simply take the FP8, which is our little 8-fader panel, and the Nomad Touch, and put that in a little bag in front of you, and then on your back in a little backpack you can put the Nomad and you can put our RX-12, and then you can run everything in a sort of remoted way. So that's something that we're about to release. We have it ready to go at the shop. We're just basically documenting it, and we think that for the first time it allows people to split things up to the point where they're not walking around with 30 pounds of gear on their stomach. You can have a smaller thing in front of you and put all the weight behind you, in a backpack in a way that you can carry it and basically save yourself from a lifetime of paralysis and pain. And I'm sure that that's the case and for a few people, which is sad. So, that's a new thing that we are coming out with, and we'll have it in the field probably in about 2 weeks with some test people. We'll be showing that at NAB as well. So, definitely, that's something you want to take a look at. Other than that, I mean, we certainly have here at Trew Audio our wireless systems. We have our transmitters, receivers, IFBs. The Nomad is set up here with Oasis, and I encourage everyone here to have a look and definitely tell us what you think. If there's any questions,